a historic $6.25 billion pledge to fund Trump accounts. On December 2, 2025, Michael and Susan Dell announced they are donating $6.25 billion to seed investment accounts for children across America. Their donation is aimed at funding as many as 25 million accounts for U.S. children under 10 who would otherwise miss out on a separate government seed contribution. Each child covered by the Dell pledge will receive $250 in their Trump account. The Dells frame their gift as a long-term investment in children's futures, in education, home ownership, entrepreneurship, and hope their lead will encourage other philanthropists, companies, and ordinary families to participate. What are Trump accounts, and what's the bigger plan? The Trump accounts were authorized under the recent legislation passed as part of what's being called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Under the law, for babies born between January 1, 2025 and December 31, 2028, the federal government will automatically deposit $1,000 into each child's account. The funds must be invested in broadly diversified stock market index funds, e.g. mirroring U.S. equities. After children reach age 18, the funds can be withdrawn, intended for education, a first home, starting a business, or other growth opportunities. Beyond the federal seed, private contributions are allowed. Parents, employers, and philanthropists can top up accounts, up to $5,000 per year per child in private contributions. The Dell's donation expands the program's reach, funding children born before the 2025 to 2028 eligibility window who are under 10. Accounts are not yet active. Sign-ups are expected to begin on July 4, 2026, the 250th anniversary of U.S. independence. Why the Dells and supporters back this and what they promise? In announcing the gift, Michael Dell described the commitment as an investment in hope and opportunity, a way to give children across America a financial foundation from birth. Supporters argue that by combining government seed funds and private philanthropy with long-term investments, Trump accounts could help address wealth gaps, especially for children from low and middle-income families. The Dells also hope their donation spurs broader participation from other individuals, companies, and institutions. For many families, the $250 or $1,000 for newborns may serve as a meaningful head start, and if parents or employers contribute over the years and markets perform well, that seed could grow significantly by the time a child turns 18. Criticisms, caveats, and ongoing debate. Despite the enthusiasm, critics raise several cautions. For children born before 2025 or older than 10, the Dell's $250 may feel modest and likely insufficient to overcome deep-seated inequalities in wealth or access to capital. Because the money will go into stock market index funds, the eventual value depends heavily on long-term market performance, meaning gains are not guaranteed and may fluctuate. Some experts argue that existing savings vehicles, e.g. education-focused plans, might deliver similar or better results depending on usage. Others warn that the program, especially one dependent on voluntary private contributions, might reinforce, rather than reduce, inequality. Families with more resources are better positioned to contribute and build wealth over time. Additionally, while the Dell's generosity is historic, few private philanthropic gifts reach into the multi-billion-dollar range. The broader impact will depend on how many families open accounts, whether households contribute regularly, and whether financial markets stay favorable. What happens next, and what to watch? Expected account launch on July 4, 2026. Families, especially those who missed the birth date window for government seed money, will need to act if they want to benefit from the Dell's contribution. Private contributions from parents, employers, philanthropists will determine how substantial the savings are when children reach adulthood. Policy watchers will likely evaluate whether Trump accounts advance financial inclusion or whether they mainly benefit families already able to contribute beyond the seed money. Bigger picture, philanthropy, policy, and equality. The Dell's pledge marks one of the largest private investments ever made toward childhood savings in the United States. If broadly adopted and supplemented over time, programs like Trump accounts, originating from government legislation but amplified by donor support, could reshape how families think about long-term savings, wealth building, and opportunity for the next generation. But whether this vision becomes reality depends on follow-through, account uptake, consistent contributions, fair access, and sustained economic growth. Without those, even $6.25 billion may amount to little more than a headline. Only time and policy execution will tell.